Julius Malema calls the president of Zimbabwe, Emmerson Mnangagwa, a sellout. And this is over the compensation Zimbabwe introduced or is planning to do towards white farmers. According to reports, Julius Malema, the leader of the economic freedom fighters, calls out Emmerson Mnangagwa for being a sellout. Julius Malema said it was particularly worrying for a financially burdened country as Zimbabwe to find money for other reasons than alleviating poverty. It's a sellout position, he said. The way he's going about it, he's not going to finish his term. That country is swimming in a pool of poverty. They can't afford basic things like primary health, proper education, and infrastructure. He gets money and goes to give it to people who are not deserving. He is reversing the gains of the revolution struggle. It is unsustainable. End quote. And the Zimbabwe's government response to Julius Malema is that to stay away from their internal affairs. Basically, they're saying mind your business. And they also explained through their spokesperson the reason why the Zimbabwean government is doing this is to encourage investors to invest in their country, to boost their confidence in the country. According to the party spokesperson, Simon, Zimbabwe is seeking to mend fences with Western countries. He said, quote, "Government is clearing all obstacles that have hampered cordial and cooperative relations with Britain and the whole European Union bloc. The Second Republic is focusing on re-engagement. The compensation of the former white farmers is necessary to instill investor confidence. We are implementing a number of reforms that ensure that we create a clear break from the past and lay a firm foundation for investment. That is the direction this government has taken." End quote. This topic is quite controversial, actually. A lot of people believe, just like Julius Malema, the Zimbabwean government, specifically President Emmerson, is not doing the right thing by promising to compensate white farmers. And the other side of the argument, which we've talked about a few weeks ago or a month ago, was that this compensation the Zimbabwean government is promising white farmers is not for those that stole land from Zimbabweans. These white farmers, actually the ones that they are about to compensate, are farmers that bought the land, not necessarily the ones that grabbed the land. The farmers that are being compensated are those that bought the land previously, not those that stole the land. Let me read for you a tweet from David, who is a Nigerian journalist. He wrote on X, quote, "The narrative being pushed is that Zimbabwe is paying compensation to white farmers for seizing back the land they initially stole from native Zimbabweans. This is fake news. Zimbabwe is not paying compensation to the Rhodesian landholders who were dispossessed between 1998 and 2008. What is in fact happening is that Zimbabwe is paying compensation to foreign farmers who had bought and paid for land, which was then lost during the chaotic seizures, not white farmers who inherited stolen land, but foreign farmers who bought land fair and square. Most of these farmers do happen to be white, but there is a world of difference between compensating the buyer of an asset that was seized after he paid for it and compensating the holder of stolen goods after the goods were seized. That entire context is being lost because white-controlled South African media is intentionally using the historically loaded and misleading term white farmers in their reporting, which completely misrepresents the situation. The purpose of this distorted narrative is to create the idea that Zimbabwe-style anti-colonial resistance is futile because you're only going to cave in and compensate the thieves anyway, so you might as well not fight them at all to begin with. It's no coincidence that it is South African media platforms that are most aggressively misrepresenting this issue, helped along by their good friend, the space rocket Emerald Mine Board. End quote. That is what David wrote. As you saw, it's quite a controversial topic because of who is getting compensated. And when you think about it, if it's white farmers that stole land, why in the world would you need to compensate them? But Zimbabwe's argument, from what I heard in the past, is that they're not compensating the ones that grabbed land. It's the ones that bought it with their own money and then they were kicked out. So anyways, fam, let us know down below what your thoughts are about this story. I am Wongel Zelalem. I'll see you on the next one.